Our next guest is an Ottawa area resident who lost his son Aric tragically in 2019 to mental health and addiction problems. Greg McPherson has been on a journey ever since and founded On the Road for Mental Health in support of Ottawa's Youth Services Bureau. On May 19th, he takes that journey to a new level, beginning here in Niagara. Greg, why in Niagara? Why are you beginning it on May 19th?
First, my father was born and raised in Thorold, Ontario. He was military. He left Thorold at a young age. He joined the Peacekeeping Corps, but upon retirement, he moved back to the Niagara region, first to Hamilton and then to Niagara Falls. So we were able to spend a lot of time with my father. My children were raised going down to Niagara Falls. He's about 1.5 kilometers away from Clifton Hill. And so as the kids got older, we'd go down. They would spend their time walking down to the falls before my wife and I would wake up, and then they'd be back for our day's journeys and exploration around the falls. In 2018, on May 19th, 2018, my son we had brought him down, all our family down to Niagara Falls, and he stood in front of the falls. He woke up that morning, May 19th, 2018, and stood in front of the falls, took a selfie, and put a picture of himself up on his Facebook with a message of hope. His message stated that 2 weeks earlier he had woken up in a ditch with a mask, an oxygen mask on. And May 19th, 2018 was the first time in a long time that he had a plan for the future. Within a year, we were back in the falls, and it was to spread some of his ashes.
Wow. What kind of a boy was Aric?
He was a brilliant kid. So he was a happy child. There are a lot of things that he accomplished in his short life that I still haven't accomplished. I've never finished the Lord of the Rings trilogy. He finished it before he was 8 years old. He had a university credit before he was 15 years old in bioethics. We would stop in the Toronto Zoo on our way back home to Ottawa from Niagara Falls, visiting my father. We had a membership at the Toronto Zoo, and before we got to any of the enclosures, Aric would already have told us where that animal's from, what it is, everything. He just had this thirst for knowledge. Brilliant child, and everybody really, really loved Aric. He was just brilliant. And he hit his teen years, and he started withdrawing a bit. And like every parent, you don't think the worst. You just think this is part of the growing pains. And so, as time went on, I just got a call one night from Aric. He was at the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. He had asked that I come down to CHEO. He was trying to put himself. He was admitting himself into CHEO. But of course, being underage, he needed me to be down there. So I went down and I spent the evening with him, and he told me about the troubles that he's been having. He was deep into anxiety and depression. And so he was in CHEO for weeks in their mental health unit. Once he was released from CHEO, he had outpatient care and everything was going fantastic. So we thought, but then he hit the adult system, and there was a 3 to 4 month wait for him to get in anywhere. And so he started self-medicating, trying to make himself feel normal, trying to actually just function. And so we fought for that boy. We had him in rehab. I flew him out to Alberta to be with my brother-in-law to work out there. And things were working for a short period of time until he came back, and things just went down.
Following his death, you turned to walking as a way to, I guess, comfort yourself in a way to collect your thoughts. And this turned into your fundraiser. Can you explain that?
Yeah, in 2021, at the beginning of COVID, 2021, to preface that, January 27th, 2021, a very close friend of Aric's, Madeline Sorzen Wright, beautiful, beautiful girl, just such a joy. I knew her, we knew her family. She took her life on January 27th, 2021. She never really got over losing Aric, and she had been dealing with mental health issues as well. At the beginning of COVID, with all of the unknown, I decided that I had to do something because I wasn't in a good place mentally myself. So I had my wife drive me to the opposite end of the city of Ottawa. And if you know much about the city of Ottawa, it's one of the largest in area in Canada. So I walked that first day from the east end of Ottawa to the west end of Ottawa, 27 kilometers. My wife just dropped me off, asked me what I was going to be doing. And I said, I'm walking home. I'm just going to try to find something beautiful out there. I wanted to be alone with my thoughts, with my son. So I started walking, and from there that grew. So I started walking. When I was taking care of my dad, he was ill in Niagara Falls. And in 2022, I spent 10 months driving back and forth between Niagara and Ottawa. Did 30,000 kilometers. And when my dad was sleeping, I'd go for a walk. And I walked from Niagara to Niagara on the Lake. I walked Niagara to Thorold, to St. Catharines and back. And they were good for me. So my son in 2022 wanted to walk with me. He wanted to do one of these walks. And since it was no longer just for me, we decided we'd raise some money for an organization that helped Aric when he was in the youth system, and that would be Youth Services Bureau. And so our first week from conception to execution, we ended up raising $11,000 for Youth Services Bureau just on Facebook. And that paid for 240 hours of youth counseling. The following year, I decided to build on that. And the following year, we decided we were going to walk through every ward in the city of Ottawa. There are 24 wards in this vast expanse of land here. So the shortest route I could find was 100 kilometers. So I walked 100 kilometers along with my son. We started in Stittsville, where I am right now, and we snaked through the city all through the night. 24 hours, we did 100 kilometers, ended at City Hall, and we brought speakers in to speak on the crisis. And this year I decided that hearing about the states of emergency being declared in the Niagara region, in Belleville, it's just happening everywhere. So the problem is much bigger than me. It's bigger than my family, bigger than our community. It's province-wide, it's nationwide, it's worldwide. But I only have so much time to walk, so I'm walking from somewhere that means something to me, and that is the Niagara region.
Are you hoping that people will join you for portions of the walk? Is that the plan?
Yes, people are welcome to join me for portions of the walk, motivate me just to talk, tell me their stories. I'll have a banner for people to sign that I'm going to be walking back to Ottawa with. It is a 14-day journey. So I'm doing anywhere between 40 and 48 kilometers per day. I have the help of hotels across the route. And so at least in the evening, I'll be able to sit back and put my feet up for a bit to rest them for the next day.
How can people contribute to the cause while you're doing the walk, Greg?
Well, the Ottawa portion is for Youth Services Bureau. So if people are in the Ottawa region, they can go to our website, OTR4, that's the number 4, mentalhealth.com, and contribute to Youth Services Bureau. There's also a support button on our page to support the walk, to take care of some of our expenses. People are welcome to go and donate there as well. On the days of the walk, I will have a live tracker so people will be able to see where I am. We have maps. The route is mapped out on our website so people can see where the time estimates are, but depending on how many people I meet up on the way and depending on the weather and how my feet are feeling that day, we do have the live tracker. They'll be able to see where I am, and I'll be doing constant updates on our social media as well.
Greg, good luck on the walk. We'll see you down here on May 19th. Thanks for filling us in.
Thank you for having me.